Aisha Davids, sal jy met my trou?
Aisha, wat? Sy weet seker sy's 'n pensionaar, né? Wat word jy nou opgeskep sa mansmens op jou ou dag? Abdul lê nog lauwarm in sy graf.
Nou lekker! Ja, julle is vroeg, ja.
Wat het die boys te sê oor Albertus? Hulle Pietie, ek het 'n plan. Ek gaan ons almal oorkry vir 'n parang en dan gaan ek tennis vir hulle breek, maar op 'n mooi manier.
Wag. Wat gaat hier aan?
Sy's engaged.
Wat?
Wag nou. Kan ek net my moment enjoy kan hulle?
Ek wil so 'n bietjie stil staan deur te praat oor Barakat.
Mommy doesn't know what she's doing.
Love, my girl.
It's not love. Says who?
He's a nice man.
Ek gee nie om nie.
Sal jy at least try om 'n man te leer ken?
Wie is Abu Talib in die Koran?
Mohammed se oom,
Wat is die 9de maand van die jaar?
Ramadan.
What is the call to pray?
Adan.
Sy sê welcome hier nie. Ons het 'n paar gehad en sy sal nooit hom visie.
Pa sou baie disappointed gewees het, so wel ek kasam.
Daai vrou sit altyd ander mense se happiness vir haar eie happy en ek sorry Zoe, maar ek kan nie meer daai vrou visie. If I didn't love Zaid so much, I'd be long gone.
Just because your park wife sits on your head, you think you can treat us all like puppies, huh?
Yes, kyk wat ek gou gaan.
Then also tell you eating after the backyard.
I'm starting to feel like the black sheep. Noor gets to stay here. Mami stryk sy onderbroekies.
Nou bring jou onderbroekies.
Maar daai is die ding van families. Almal voel of hulle hoort. Kyk hoe klou ek. Klou? Dis nie 'n klou nie, hy is menopause goedes. Jy sweet Aisha.
Time has just gone 8 minutes to 10, and what you have been listening to is a trailer. And this is a trailer of the movie Barakat, an Afrikaans movie, talking about Malay culture, talking about blessings, which is basically what the meaning of Barakat actually means. And this is a movie that has been produced and directed by Ephraim Gordon, celebrating life culture and the importance of a family. And we have got the director and the producer online with us, Ephraim Gordon. Ephraim, assalamu alaikum and welcome.
Salam, thanks for having me. I'm the producer, not the director. The director was Amy Jack.
I apologize for that. Now, Ephraim, obviously, we've seen the trailer, very, very interesting, and we are talking about Barakat, but also more importantly, we're talking about a first movie in the Afrikaans language, but not only the Afrikaans language, and for many of us that know the terms that the Malays obviously use, and obviously it's got a deep-rooted culture, it's got a very, very rich culture. And let's just talk about the thinking behind the making of the movie Barakat.
When, as you know, in Cape Town, when movies were about people like us, mostly colored people, it was always violent and it centered around gangsterism. And we wanted to do away with that narrative. It was not always the filmmakers' intentions, because sometimes they made movies with bad guys and good guys, but it was always associated with gangsterism. And we decided to do something completely different. We wanted to tell a family story, because that's the one thing that we hold dear as a community and as a people. And the idea of Barakat was born.
Yes. Now, obviously, I've just read a brief write-up, and we know that obviously this movie is due for release in this month. But just looking at, some of the key issues, the key messages that the film actually portrays or tries to convey.
Yeah. So we've actually been in cinemas since the 13th and 14th of this month. In many parts of the country, up north especially, it might be the last week that it's playing, but in certain cinemas in Cape Town will extend, depending on what the support is. But when we come to themes, the theme of family was important, the theme of blessing was important, and the theme of, keeping those who you love dear to us was important, and it was one to celebrate, especially in a time like this. We finished shooting this film last year in February. That's before the lockdown happened, before the big issues around Corona. But it's a film about a family that has to come to terms with the loss of their father. And even though that wasn't Corona wasn't an issue back then as it is now, I think the film resonates now even better than it would have had it been released last year.
Well, obviously, and I see also looking at, we've just come out of the month of Ramadan. We have celebrated Lebaran, or Eid, as Lebaran is known in Cape Town, but we have just celebrated, and there is a fair amount of focus on this particular aspect of Ramadan and Eid.
Yeah, so when we wrote the film is set during Ramadan and it builds up to Eid. Metaphorically also the month of transformation, and for a lot of people, we set it in that state so that we grapple with the things that you need to do in order to build yourself up to commence and continue the rest of the year. And I think that time is a special time, and for the film to be set in that time gave it so much more meaning, not just for the characters on screen, but for the actors and for the crew as well. It was really a story set in everyone's opinion that was perfect for the themes, but also where we could take deep reflection into who we are as people.
Yes, just tell us more about the actors.
So we have Joey Rasdeen in the film, Mortimer Williams, Juanita Adams, Vanette Ephraim, June van Merch, Leslie Fong, Bonnie Mbuli. Then we also have a lot of the smaller characters, Lukman Adams, Ashur Peterson, Lukman and Emo's father, Omar Adams is in the film. And there's a lot of other small cameos around, and we wanted to make it authentic. We wanted it to have a very specific Cape Town flair. And that's why we chose these people to be part of this film, because I think they all contributed something very specific, very particular about the world in which it is set and about Cape Town. Also, someone like Abdu Adams wasn't just in the film, but Abdurrahman also served as our cultural advisor, or one of our cultural advisors. So we really tried our best, and I think we with the team we had, we made sure that we stuck to cultural specificity, and we tried our best to do this community and the story justice.
Ephraim, in the short term, what are the immediate plans for the movie going forward?
Well, the movie is now still on cinema, so please go catch it if you can. If you go to our Facebook page, Barakat the movie, there's a list of cinemas that are the way it's playing all over the country. It's about 30 cinemas all over the country. Currently, that's the plan for now. There might be avenues later to see it in ways that are a bit more accessible. But for now, that's the plan. And until other avenues are communicated, I think the cinema option is probably the best option. At the end of the day, we make films to be shown in cinemas and to be experienced on the big screen.
What sort of feedback and reviews have you been getting, Ephraim?
People have really, I think the best reviews, the ones that we hold really dear, are the ones that speaks to how it affected people and how they could see their own families in it. I think that's important, because at the end of the day, if you were Muslim, Christian, it doesn't really matter. For us, it is important that the characters relate to people and that people can relate to them. So a lot of people have said they saw their own families in it. A lot of people have said that it's the truest depiction of this world that they've seen in a long time. And that really means a lot. And it really is encouraging. And we would really like as many people as possible to experience that.
Yo, just to read for us, I see a quick message came through from one of the listeners wanting to know where can the film be viewed. I see Nazreen Baum.
So, I mean, it depends on where you are in the country. Like I said, on Facebook, we've got a list of cinemas. There's obviously more cinemas in Cape Town that shows the film. There's cinemas in Pretoria, I know, in Johannesburg, PE, George, and all over the country. There are quite a few cinemas that play it. So if you go to our Facebook page, then you will be able to see exactly where it plays and where you are close to. And I would really encourage everyone to go and experience this blessing, because at the end of the day, this crew and this cast prepared it, not knowing it would be served during such a difficult time. but I think it's something that should be enjoyed and experienced by as many people as possible.
Well, Ephraim, I must thank you for joining us this morning and providing us with the information regarding the movie Barakat. We wish you all the best, and please take care. Ephraim Gordon, the producer of Barakat, with us this morning, and that brings us straight on to 10 a.m. It's time for me to sign off. Inshallah, I'll be back with you once again tomorrow on a Friday, the day of Jummah, inshallah, once again on News and Views. But for now, time to sign off. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.